Okay, listen, all the students, just you listen. I have to start with the new chapter, that is Schrodinger wave equation. Schrodinger wave equation, an important chapter. It carries very good marks. Listen carefully, all these concepts, the whole chapter is important. Before taking up the mainstream, before taking up that mainstream, okay, 1 minute. Okay, see here. Uh, First, we are supposed to take up some concept regarding eigenvalues. Eigenvalues. First, I supposed to teach some basic ideas. Then I will take up Schrodinger wave equation, time dependent, time independent, both the derivations. So, first concept, what do you mean by this eigenvalues? What do you mean by eigenfunction? Eigenfunction, eigenvalues, both we have to analyze. If I am considering Schrodinger equation, Schrodinger is the name of a person. Okay, Schrodinger equation. If I am considering, this is having so many solutions. It is having many number of solutions. It is containing many number of solutions. Some of them, out of these solutions here, some of them they are imaginary. Root of -1, don't forget, square root -1, I or j. Some of them being imaginary. These imaginary solutions which is not having any significance. It is not having any significance. They do not have any significance also. They do not have any significance. Such imaginary solutions for the Schrodinger wave equation, imaginary solutions, they are not having any significance. But Schrodinger wave equation, some solutions, certain values, having certain values, having some solutions, some significance. They are having some significance. They are having some significance. These values, whatever these values are having the significance here now, these values are called by the name eigenvalues. They are called by the name the eigenvalues, nothing else. So Schrodinger wave equation, if you are solving, it is having many number of solutions. If they are having the imaginary solutions which is not having any significance, but some of them they are having some certain values, they are having some significance. That certain values which are having the significance of the Schrodinger wave equation, if we are solving, which is having some significance values, that certain values which are having the significance for the Schrodinger wave equation, that particular wave values at which they are having the significance is called by the name eigenvalues. They are called by the name the eigenvalues for the total energy, capital E. Okay, understood. Therefore, we can say Schrodinger's equation will have many number of solutions, some of them being imaginary, which have no significance, but only for certain values the solutions have significance. Such values are called eigenvalues of the total energy, capital E. Right. Follow this. Now, solutions of the wave equation for these definite values. Solutions of the wave equation for these definite values. gives the corresponding values of the wave function. So meaning the solution of the wave equation, let me write that concept, solution of the wave equation so that you can understand it in a better way. Solution of the wave equation for these definite values, for these definite values, the eigenvalues, for these definite values, these are the definite values, don't forget. For these definite values means for these eigenvalues, certain values of capital E, definite values of capital E gives the corresponding values of the wave function corresponding values of the wave function xi. It is called by the name known as eigenfunction. This is called by the name eigenfunction. So summary, if I want to say, in the case of Schrodinger's equation, the eigenvalues are the possible energies that the system can have. If a system is having some possible energies, means they are called by the name the eigenvalues. Okay, again I will repeat. In the case of Schrodinger wave equation, in the case of Schrodinger's equation, the eigenvalues are the possible energies that the system can have if it is in a state of well-defined energy. Each eigenfunction is the state of the system when its energy equal to the associated eigenvalue, when its energy is associated with this eigenvalue. This is eigenfunction. That is the meaning of eigenfunction. So we are asking 2 marks question here. What do you mean by eigenvalues and what do you mean by eigenfunction? It carries 2 marks. Now, let me take up postulates of quantum mechanics. Next concept, postulates of quantum mechanics. Postulates of quantum mechanics. What are the postulates? Carries 2 marks. Here also we are asking 2 marks. Eigenvalues carries 1 mark, eigenfunction carries 1 mark. Here also we are asking for 2 marks. Okay, both are important for 2 marks question. So listen for the 2 marks question now. Another 2 marks question. First postulate. What is this first postulate that states any state of a system with n degrees of freedom is described completely as possible by a wave function psi of q1, q2, q3, etc. qnt. Okay, that meaning is said to be, if I am considering the wave function psi rt, it is a wave function, gives the complete knowledge of the behavior of the particle, which gives, this is the wave function. Okay, the wave function, I will write, the wave function psi rt gives the complete knowledge. It gives the complete knowledge of the behavior of the particle. So meaning, any state of a system, with n degrees of freedom, any state of a system with n degrees of freedom is described as completely as possible by a wave function psi of q1, q2, etc., qn into t, qn t. That is the meaning. The wave function psi of rt gives the complete knowledge of the behavior of the particle. This is the first postulate. What is the second postulate that states? Second postulate. Okay, number 2. The second postulate. Second postulate. Both are important for 2 marks. Second postulate. It says that every physical observable is associated with a linear Hermitian operator. Hermitian operator. This Hermitian operator, it is represented by H cap. H cap is the Hermitian operator. So what is that meaning? What is that meaning here? Hermitian operator. So what is that? Every physical observable is associated with a linear Hermitian operator. The quantum mechanical operator for the total energy is Hamiltonian operator. Hermitian operator, we are going to write that one as a Hamiltonian operator here. Okay. So this is H cap is the Hamiltonian operator. I will write H cap what it represents. H cap represents minus H cross square divided by 2m del square plus v. This is time independent form. It is a time independent form. I H cross del by del t. This is only a differentiation concept. This is time dependent. This is a time dependent form. First idea, first postulate. I said already the first postulate here. Any state of the system with n degrees of freedom is described completely as possible by a wave function psi of q1, q2, q3, etc., qn t. That meaning is said to be the wave function psi of rt gives the complete knowledge of the behavior of the particle. Second postulate. Every physical observable is associated with a linear Hermitian operator, not this, linear Hermitian operator. The quantum mechanical operator for the total energy is Hamiltonian operator. Hamiltonian means energy operator, don't forget. It is an energy operator. The Hamiltonian operator or energy operator H cap is representing as minus H square minus H cross square divided by 2m del square plus v. This is for the time independent form. I H cross del by dt del t is time dependent form. It's ordinary differentiation. Okay. Next one. What do you mean by this linear operator? An operator transforms one function into another is called by the name the linear operator. So what do you mean by linear operator? An operator transforms one function into another function. Example, your differential operator. Example, the differential operator. That is capital D. I can write, according to your mathematics, I can write d by dx. This is a linear operator, an operator which transforms one function into another. An example is differential operator, that is capital D or d by dx. Then what do you mean by this Hermitian operator? Hermitian operator means what? So I will take up the Hermitian operator. Syllabus it says clearly about Hermitian operator. Let us think about that. What is that meaning of Hermitian operator? 2 marks question, important. Hermitian operator, we are asking for 2 marks, an important question. What is that Hermitian operator? An operator, I will consider that one as alpha, operating on 2 functions, psi1 and psi2. For example, this is psi1 star, I will write. This is alpha into psi2. Alpha into psi2. Into d tau. It is a differential equation. I will integrate this. If you are doing like this, alpha is coming out of this bracket. I can write that is equal to here psi. Okay. So here this is goes here, star it will goes here. I can write psi2 alpha psi1 into d tau. This is called by the name the Hermitian operator. So Hermitian operator means an operator alpha operating on 2 functions, psi1 and psi2. Psi1 and psi2, star mark is present here, but here I will write the star mark. Okay, again I will repeat. An operator alpha operating on any 2 functions, one is psi1, the other one is psi2, is Hermitian. This is Hermitian. Alpha is Hermitian. Operating between the 2 functions, psi1 and psi2, provided if this condition is happening. Psi1 star of alpha psi2 d tau is equal to here psi2 alpha psi1 star d tau. If this is happening, then we can consider alpha is a Hermitian operator. What are the special properties of Hermitian operator? What are the special properties of Hermitian operator? Special properties, they always have a real eigenvalues. Okay, point number one, property from point number 1, special properties. They always have real eigenvalues. Number 2, special property. Number 2, their eigenfunctions can always be chosen as an orthonormal set. So 2 concepts, ortho and normal. Orthonormal set. Their eigenfunctions can always be chosen as an orthonormal set. Number 3, point number 3, their eigenfunctions form a complete set. Their eigenfunctions forming a complete set. They are the special properties of Hermitian operator. So first property, they are having real eigenvalues. Number 2, eigenfunctions can always be chosen as an orthonormal set. Number 3, eigenfunctions forms a complete set. Number 3. And Hermitian operator means what? An operator alpha operating on 2 functions, psi1 and psi2, is Hermitian if and only if this idea is holds good. If this particular concept is holds good, then we can consider alpha as a Hermitian operator. Clear? Understood the idea? Okay. Then next concept. Okay, quantum operators. Then I will stop. I will teach you about this quantum operators. Then I will stop here. Quantum operators. What is that? Here I will write quantity. Here I will write under classical mechanics how we are writing. Under classical mechanics. Here under quantum mechanics how we are writing. Under quantum operator. Okay, this is the concept. Let us write. Number 1, position. Position. Classical mechanics, position vector represented by R. Quantum operator also it has been represented by R. Second one, momentum. Linear momentum represented by P. Here it is represented by minus I h divided by 2 pi del. This is your momentum. H is the Planck's constant. This is momentum. Number 3, angular momentum. Angular momentum, that is R cross P. It is a cross product of position vector and momentum. Here minus I h divided by 2 pi R cross del. R cross del. Okay, this is for angular momentum. Fourth one, I will take up kinetic energy. Kinetic energy, fourth one. Kinetic energy, here it is P square divided by 2m. That is kinetic energy. Okay, linear momentum square divided by 2 times the mass. Here minus of h square divided by 8 pi square m del square. Just to take P square, square of this divided by 2m. You see that square of this one is I square. I square is minus 1. I square is minus 1. Okay. That square, h square del square divided by, here it is 4 pi square. 4 pi square. Into P, of course. P square. This whole square. Minus into minus plus I square is equal to minus h square 4 pi square into 2. Therefore 8 pi square. M is there, m. Del square. Square is there now, del square. Just to square it, divided by 2m. This is kinetic energy. Total energy. Total energy, that is P square divided by 2m. P square by 2m, that is kinetic energy plus potential energy. Total energy is equal to kinetic energy plus potential energy. This is potential energy. But here we are writing minus of h square divided by 8 pi square m del square plus EPR. This is potential energy. So remember all this concept so that I can start next class time dependent Schrodinger equation. Time dependent Schrodinger equation for 6 marks or maybe 7 marks question, that is one derivation. I will take up in the next class. Okay. Yes.